Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the MB Industries Limited Q3 FY21 earnings conference call. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on beliefs, opinions, assumptions, and expectations of future events. The company cannot guarantee that these are accurate or will be realized. The company's actual results, performance, or achievements could thus differ from those projected in any forward-looking statements. The company assumes no responsibilities to publicly amend, modify, or revise any such statements on the basis of subsequent developments, information, or events. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Parvati Rai from KR Choksey Research. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am. Ms. Rai, your line is in the talk mode. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of KR Choksey Research, I welcome you all to discuss MB Industries' third quarter results. From the management side, we have Mr. Makran Appalwar, Chairman and Managing Director, Mrs. Rinku Appalwar, Executive Director and CFO, Ms. Maithili Appalwar, CEO and Avana, and Mr. Yash Punjabi, COO of Avana. We will begin the call with a brief overview by the management, followed by the Q&A session. I now hand over the conference to Mr. Makran Appalwar for his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Parvati, for the kind remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third quarter conference and earning call for MB Industries Limited. We are really happy and excited to welcome you back. So, in continuation with my last call, I would be happy to brief you about situation, because as you are aware that we are a manufacturing company, and I think during this COVID situation, manufacturing sector was one of the most troubled sector. But luckily, this particular quarter, that is quarter 3, which is under review, has been reasonably normalized. We have almost come to the level of pre-COVID, and overall operations, labor presence, the helpfulness of the labor was quite all right. Order situations were good. I'm glad to announce that during within the spread of the top line of 86 crore, around 60% goes towards export and 40% is in the domestic market. So we have seen a very strong, I would say, pull from the export side, and it is continuing in fourth quarter also. So it's a good situation to have, because that is one of the best paying markets for MB. Situation is improving. Quarter on quarter basis, there is a gross improvement of around 28% in top line and around 22% in the net top line of the company, considering the previous quarter. And the good part is EBITDA is also stabilizing. We are around in 9 monthly EBITDA, if you see, it's around 11% now we have reached. And we expect that the year will end around anything between 50 to 75 basis point more than this. So somewhere in between 11.30 to 12% of EBITDA level, we will be able to even gather this year, considering even all the COVID disruptions in the first 2 quarters. So this was quite a reasonable happening what we were expecting. During this year, we had a lot of issues in the beginning, but we stayed calm. We took care of the employees, we took care of our customers, and company has bounced back to the normalcy level. I'm glad to announce that even this year might not close more than 5 to 7% short than the previous year. So we are almost there even this year. We would be still trying to reduce the gap as much as we can in the quarter 4. And quarter 4 is, as of now, is doing reasonably good, and we are seeing a very strong demand mainly from the export market and some part also from the domestic market. Capacity utilization of the total year was in around 65% in this 9 monthly numbers. Mainly it is less because of the first part of it. On the quarterly level, if you see the capacity utilization is anything between 76 to 77%. And we intend to continue that in the range of around 75 to 80% during the quarter 4. And we expect that the year would close anything around 70-72% on the capacity utilization when it comes to totality. So that is by and large, I would say, brief about this quarter. Overall, everything looks stable and within the control. There are no bad debts. Let me again reassure that there are zero bad debts when it comes to any of our customers. All the recovery is properly on track. There are not even any delays of the payment. We have also paid all our dues and delays to the various banks and other things. So company is financially totally stable and not affected because of this COVID pandemic. So that's a very satisfying part, I would say, during the quarter 3, and that should be the highlight of the quarter 3, that after all this music during the year, we could bring it back to the normalcy. So I would be very, very optimistic towards probably next 12 to 15 months. Everything is looking on a very positive note. So quarter 4 is definitely going to be very good. But apart from that, even the next year looks pretty strong and handsome. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I hope you all will be there to support us during this period. Now I'll hand over it to Maithili for her comments regarding the developments within the Avana. Some very interesting things have come up at the Avana level. I'm sure she would be able to do a better justice to that.
Hi everyone, this is Maithili. Thanks for joining the call. There are 3 main things that I would like to tell you about today. So this year we've seen a slight dip in the growth rate of Avana as compared to the previous years. And one of the reasons for that has been a very, very heavy rainfall, which has sort of destroyed the crop in the rural areas, which has led to a decreased amount of money in the hands of the consumer. And since we are in the consumer durable segment, this is something that has hit us not as positively as we would have hoped. So to sort of cover that up in the future years and make sure that it doesn't happen again, we are starting to diversify our product range into smaller ticket items such as Murgha's bags, tarpaulin, mulch films, as well as tanks. And we are also innovating in these markets, some of which you will see in the year-end presentation. To add on this, the second point is that we are increasing our marketing spend for the Avana section. So we have appointed Mr. Sayaji Shinde as our ambassador. Mr. Sayaji Shinde is a very popular actor who has acted primarily in Marathi films as well as South Indian films like Telugu and Tamil films. So because of that, he covers the territories that we are present in and that we are trying to expand to pretty well. We shot a TV ad with him in the month of December, and the ad will be releasing on popular Marathi regional channels on the 20th of February. So we hope that some of you will be able to catch it. And the third and the final point is that we have had a Salesforce implementation. We are in process rather of having a Salesforce implementation currently, which is helping us manage our leads better for the pond lining business. So while we are diversifying into smaller ticket items, we want to make sure that with the consumer durable segment, we are managing our leads and our current customers as well as we possibly can. So we're getting Salesforce as a customer relationship management as well as a lead management software. So that's it on the comments from my end. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take them as you ask your questions today. Thanks.
Yeah, kindly open the floor for the questions and answers.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Priyank Chheda from Standard Chartered Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hello.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you all are doing good. Fantastic performance quarter on quarter, and good improvement. So congratulations on that. First, the question is on like we have done exceptionally well on all the other cost line items. My concern is towards the gross margin. Are we hit severely on the raw material front? I mean, if I have to versus
Your voice
Sorry
is breaking.
to interrupt. Mr. Chheda, your voice is breaking up.
Okay. Am I on now?
So can you use the handset mode while speaking and not the speakerphone? It's causing a lot of disturbance.
No, it's handset only. Am I audible now?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay. My question was regarding the raw material costs. Have we hit severely in the current quarter? If I have to just compare on the like-to-like basis, for the previous quarter, our raw material cost as a percentage of sales has gone significantly higher. Now, any comments on that, sir?
Yeah, there is a, Priyank, as you are aware, we have about 8 to 9 weeks of order book, which is there, and we also have that much of inventory. So on the yearly basis, will not be hit, but you are aware that the 2 months of this particular quarter, the polymer prices just suddenly jumped up, and that has resulted into a purchase price of polymers in the month of November and December was almost 20-22% higher than the prices which were booked for the sale. So that is not reflected into sale in that immediate month. So in the quarter 4, you would see the things have changed, but that typical increase in the raw material combination is because of the sudden increase in the or sudden growth of the polymer prices in those 2 months.
So the contracts would get renewed in the coming quarters, and hence
it gets renewed on the monthly basis, but
okay.
Because the order book is that much, the material which is used for this particular contract is actually the material which is procured 2 months back. But in order to continue the procurement or continue the polymer supplies, I have to keep on buying. So the material which is bought for the month of November and December probably will get used mainly into January and February, which would be captured in the next quarter. So there is no financial loss as compared to, I would say, if you take it on the whole yearly basis. But if you take a piecemeal on this quarterly basis, the purchase price in that last 2 months of the quarter was higher than the selling price of the last 2 months. Means the delta was lesser. That is why the contribution is, yeah.
Fair enough. Understood. Thanks for the clarification. My second question is on any update on RoDTEP scheme that we had, and then the second part on the same question, the recent budget announcements with respect to 10,000 crores allocated to technical textile under PLI scheme. Any opportunity we're trying to find out over here?
Yes. Let me tell you regarding PLI scheme first, because that is more encouraging. That PLI schemes are very promisingly coming out for the technical textile, and as you are aware, we are a part of 6305 chapter of the technical textile. So entire company, actually all the products of MB are part of the technical textile gambit. So we would be definitely, now they are writing the fine print, and we are likely to get the details of it very soon. Probably it is promised that by end of February they will release the PLI fine print. So hopefully we would fall. We are also started preparing for any possible growth if required to be done in order to get that. We have already started creating a blueprint of it. And regarding RoDTEP, yet not. There is no announcement yet by the Ministry of Commerce or Ministry of Finance. Very soon it's expected. I think last week only Honorable Finance Minister has said that they will be announcing something connected to RoDTEP very soon. But till today, there is no announcement. And when it comes to budget, as you asked, how was the budget for this year and probably the water conservation side? Yes, there is an additional kind of allocation for both water conservation as well as technical textile segment. And means unofficially we could hear from the government of Maharashtra or government of Rajasthan and others, that they are likely to revise some subsidy patterns that would also fall in, I would say, favor of the company. So things are, or the overall winds are in the favor of the company, I would say.
Thanks. Very encouraging to hear that. So my final question is a similar line, sir, and then I'll come back. We are right now at around 75 kind of a utilization level, and then we'll be soon reaching at 80%. Now, the kind of optimism is there around the economy, and the kind of commentary that is getting built around the demand and the supply. So, how do we then have a growth trigger if we do not add any capacity? So, any plans on the future growth prospects? I mean, I'm not talking about quarterly. My question is with the year-on-year. How do we look at for 22, 23, 24 in that respect?
Absolutely. Let me clarify first. When we talk about our capacity utilization, we only give you the numbers which are not the installed capacity, but the utilizable capacity. So there is a chance to go up to 100% on the same capacity first, which we will march through. And then what we are doing is, now the larger thought at MB is, because of this COVID and various other problems, lot of industries or companies have come into substantial trouble because of the financial problems or marketing problems or labor related problems. So we have already identified certain potential or target companies which are going to be our manufacturing partners, and depending on the asset light model, I would say the more heavier on the asset or the more capital intense part, we would like to subcontract it outside, and the specifically comparatively more technology driven but asset light part would be remaining within the company, and that's how we would be able to generate the growth. So for first year, we already have around 25% capacity reserved for say 21 and 22, and we have already triggered possible alliances or kind of third party or contract manufacturing activity, which we explained also last time. So we are pretty bullish about the time to come, and the things that, as I also told you about the new TV commercial which is getting launched from the 22nd of this month. So that would completely change the face of the brand Avana, because that would be only pond lining in India, which would be actually advertising on TV, and whenever brand gets a TV ad support, the things definitely change for positive and drastically for most of the brand that has been historically done. And the advertise which is likely to be launched is also come up very well. So we are very optimistic, and we are taking necessary care to take the growth, means to ensure that the growth which has been promised will be delivered.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue if I have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Deepan Shankar from Trustline PMS. Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity, and good evening, everyone. First of all, wanted to understand, so when we are expecting our margins recovering back to 14% levels, so mostly in FY22, or we are expecting back only in FY23?
No, I guess this year also we would be slightly better than what you are seeing at around 11% right now we are. So I am hoping to close this year somewhere between 11.5 to 11.75% basis point, and I'm sure by mid of 21-22 we should be able to bring back the level of around 14%. So that means margin are not really under pressure. Things are, thankfully we could convince, because of the products and the kind of nature of service and product what we offer, there was no margin pressure also across this. Whatever profitability eradication, what you see is not because customer is paying less, but because of the extra expenses and the operational efficiency was low, that caused the losses. It's not that our customer paid us anything less or asked for any discounts. Rather, customer paid better than the normal levels. We could actually convince them to give us a COVID surcharge, and they paid higher than this. most of the money drained was, or the profit drained was because of the underutilization of capacity, getting back the laborers, treating labor, keeping the social distancing norms, all those anything connecting to the, I would say, cleanliness, hygiene, all those things. That has kind of drained the resources. So I'm hoping that from the first quarter of next year, those things will step by step go away. The operational efficiencies, even in quarter 3, has come back. Quarter 4 is going to be further better, much better than quarter 3. I'm quite optimistic because already half of the quarter is almost over. And I know the order book what is I'm sitting on. So fourth quarter looks further stronger than this. So to answer your question in one word, I think mid of next financial year, that is 21-22, we should be somewhere around that level of the profitability.
Okay, great to hear, sir. And also, pond liners business. So what run rate currently we are doing, and what is our expectation of pond liner business for next year?
This particular quarter was little, I would say, harsh on pond liner business because of the heavy rains and the problems of Maharashtra's movement and other things. But still we are in the range of around 9 to 10 ponds a day. And we expect the pond liner business also to remain flat during this year, not big jump, but it will not go back at least. And we intend to improve it by at least 20 to 25% in the coming year. The things are between, it's like Avana should be at least increasing its presence or its top line within the company's activity by at least 25%. So that is coming up very strong. The team is getting better and better. Softwares and all controls are getting installed. And as you are aware, by June 2021, we would have been completed 5 years in the pond lining market. That is the one cycle of the pond lining warranty would be over. And good to tell, it's just 3 months now that rejections were almost negligible, nearing below 1% of. So the warranty encashment was very, very low. So as you are aware, we were very keen to find out what are going to be the performance of the product. So product has proved itself, it's proved its worth. It has stayed very constant for 5 years. Actually, we are hoping that it would be good for all our customers for around another 3 years, and that would really create a very different level for the MB products in the market. So Avana is doing very well, and they would be showing a very positive growth of around 25% odd in the coming year also. New states are getting connected. Recently, we have started distributing in some districts of Punjab and Haryana also. And the new product is also coming up for shrimp pond lining. So that has been like typically we have been very, very focused on agricultural pond lining. But very soon you would see, probably before the fourth quarter, you should be able to see a specialized shrimp pond lining which is coming out. Because after studying the detailed operation and the way shrimp pond linings or shrimp ponds work, we found that there can be a better way of manufacturing a lining which is more helpful for growing the shrimps. So that process is on, and very soon that product is also coming up. So everything looks pretty positive to me during the next 4 to 5 quarters, I will say.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And I think last quarter you also asked me a question that what do I think can go wrong so that we don't reach to the level, and I said that everything doesn't seem to be going wrong. So thankfully God was kind and nothing went wrong, and we almost reached the level what we promised.
Okay, great to hear, sir. Lastly, this food grade applications, so are we fully utilized that capacity? Are we getting more increased orders?
We are getting the increase in the orders. It is not fully utilized yet, but we have reached almost 60% of the utilized installed capacity in the food grade, though we are using balanced capacity for the other material. But we are still, already we have reached 60%, and I think in next 3 to 4 months, we are hoping it to move somewhere around 75 to 80% of the utilized installed capacity in the food grade itself.
Okay. Sure, sir. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Priyank Chheda from Standard Chartered Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Sir, wanted to know on the Avana division, few clarification. So, if a pond liner is sold in the brand name of Avana, how do we recognize revenue? Is it in Avana division or in MB? I mean, I know that it ultimately consolidates into MB Industries. But then as a division separately, so whole of the pond liners are only recognized in Avana?
Yes, whole of the pond liner domestic is recognized in Avana, and whatever is exports or water conservation which goes abroad stays with MB. It is called MB AquaSave product. So it stays there. And let me clarify the concept of Avana. So very popularly, some of the companies like Marico, if you see, they have very front-facing brands of Parachute and Saffola. So most of the people know those Parachute and Saffola as a brand, and Marico is standing behind them. So all the earning what comes under those brands definitely goes to Marico Industries. But of course, those brands are also very, very popular. So what we are trying to do is, because MB itself is a very popular brand when it comes to packaging and global industrial packaging. So we didn't wanted to really change the face of MB, because we wanted to remain our strength of B2B marketing in MB. So Avana has been given a separate outfit or separate existence, not only because it needs a front-facing brand, but it needs a different thought process. It needs this TV advertisement. So if we have like if I start doing MB as a TV advertisement, probably it will start conflicting with my B2B this. So I wanted a separate existence of MB as well as Avana, because I'm in both the markets when it comes to B2B as well as B2C. So my B2C focus is very, very clear and identified in a very separate way, because B2C, as you are very well aware, because you're part of a very large bank also. So B2C is a different ballgame than B2B. So in order to do justice to both the businesses in a more proficient way, this decision was taken. So the entire earnings of Avana definitely gets clubbed into MB balance sheet, but only Avana's earning is not the only water conservation earning for MB.
That's very clear, sir. Just a question for Maithili on any success that you would like to again call out while we are reaching out to a new state, and how many distributors have we appointed under the brand Avana for the product distribution?
Yeah, hi Priyank. So basically, initially in Maharashtra, we had about a 30 distributor and 300 dealers network. And when we talk about dealers, they're all exclusive brand dealers. So it's like exclusive brand outlets, or EBOs is our structure of operation, as opposed to MBOs, which is multi-brand outlets. So continuing with that, we've added about 5 distributors in Maharashtra. Along with that, we've added about 40 direct dealers in Rajasthan. So in Rajasthan, our model is a little bit different from the Maharashtra model which we follow. We have a warehouse in Rajasthan, and we sell directly to dealers, and from those dealers we sell direct to the consumer. So we've been able to appoint about 40 direct dealers in Rajasthan. In Karnataka, we currently have 3 active distributors and another 12 direct dealers. So Karnataka is a little bit of a hybrid model. So based on the area that we're in, based on the geography and based on our structure and ability there, is how we decide whether we have distributors or whether we have dealers. And I think, I don't have massive highlights to give you apart from what I just gave in terms of the TV ad and sales force. I think that was a majority of what we worked on in Q3. But I think there's going to be a lot to show for when we speak on the year-end conference call, because we have a lot of products in Avana which are currently being launched. And I think once we see them, and we've seen them for a month, but I'm too hesitant to give any projections based on just 1 month of sales. So I think once we've seen them for 3 months, we'll be able to give you very accurate projections in the next conference call. And I think you'll be looking forward not just to a good pond lining top line in the next year, but also a significantly strong Avana retail top line. And you'll be seeing Avana in around 2,000 retail stores within the next year. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, looking forward, and that's very encouraging. Just a roundup on this Avana front, we expect, so our earlier guidance of around closing FY21 on 80 crores stands correct, if you can correct me.
No, Priyank, to be very straight with you, that's not going to be the top line for this year. Like I said that, or I think Dad mentioned that Avana will more or less remain flat. I think last year we closed at about 66 crores for Avana. I think we're looking at between 66 and 70 crores because to be very honest, the retail growth was not as expected. Pawn lining more or less remained flat, but retail we thought we would be, and I think you can go back, but we had talked about 10 crores we had talked from retail, which was where I'd given that 80 crore figure from. So we talked about a 70 crore pawn lining top line and 10 crores of retail. We were only able to get 3 crores in retail, which was a lot lower than we had expected. And that was a majority of that was because owing to COVID, we were not able to do our hiring or our field movement as we had expected. But we're still looking at a very ambitious growth for that within the next year. So that 2,000 retail store number will still remain so that we'll be able to break that top line mark of 10 crore and more within the next year.
All right. That's great. So this 2,000 number is of direct reach, or is it about the distributors and dealers, including both?
No, so see, Priyank, there are two structures that you have. One is like to give a popular example, car dealerships is one, right? Where it's just one store, उसमें एक ही गाड़ी बिकती है. So pawn lining का structure, because it's a large ticket consumer durable, is something like that. Where if you go to one of my dealer stores, that's the only product he's selling, or that's the only product he's focusing on out of that store. But now with some of the smaller products, like whether it's mulch film, whether it's some thread, whether it's tanks, whether it's, all of these smaller ticket products will go into stores. And so think of it going into like a stationery store as we see in urban areas. So maybe he'll sell a cello pen also, but he'll also sell you Fevicol ka whatever, glue. So basically, through pawn lining, we have about a network of around 450 people now, all of who exclusively do our work. But with these other products, we need to get into multi-brand outlets because these products are smaller ticket products. So the 2,000 stores which I'm talking about is direct retail. It's kind of like me going into a stationery shop or the equivalent for a product and selling my product there.
That also includes the exclusive outlets.
Okay. No, it's not. It's an addition. It's a net addition of 2,000. That 450 is totally separate. I was just talking for retail.
All right. That's great. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Just a bookkeeping question. What's the cash flow from operations that we have generated in last 9 months?
Priyank, I think the cash flows and will be taken care by Rinku. So we would be able to. We'll be able to give you this on a one-to-one call.
Sure. No problem, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ask a question, you may please press star and 1.
No question.
A reminder to the participants in the conference, anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is on the line of Priyank Chheda from Standard Chartered Securities. Please go ahead.
Just as we like to hear it from you in a very detailed way, like you explain it in all the calls. Just a curiosity.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Chheda. Sir, we are not able to hear you clearly.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just a curiosity, sir. This is for Masan, sir. On the sectors, so we are largely present into pharma, auto, and food grade services. So which of the sectors you finding any tailwind after we spoke in the last call? Any particular directional commentary that you would like to highlight to us?
No, I guess most of the sectors are recovering in the very steady way. There seems to be a pretty easy growth in most of the sectors. Probably pharma is doing equally well. Automobile volumes have gone down, but now volumes in automobiles are also picking up. So by and large, all the sectors are recovering. So the recovery seems to be pretty, I would say, U-shape or a V-shaped curve than a K. Like it's not like some sectors are not and some sectors are doing this. It's more of a V-shaped recovery what we are seeing.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Kapil Garg, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Kapil Bhatt, actually, not Garg. Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity to ask the question. So this question is for Avana. I want to know in how many states are we currently selling the Avana products, and what is the growth strategy, or what is the number of states we are going to expand into next 1 or 2 years?
Just a minute.
Hello. Yeah, so currently the states that we are properly present in include Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Karnataka for the pond lining business. Within the next year, we are also planning to expand into Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab and Haryana. Out of those, Punjab and Haryana are not as big markets as Maharashtra is, for example, because they have a lot of supply of water. But there are 2 areas in there, 2 districts in each of those states where we can have a very good market. So that's where we're focusing our efforts on. However, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are both massive markets. Although, as Dad mentioned, it's not for agricultural pond liners, but instead it's for shrimp pond liners or fish pond liners. So we are creating specialized products and specialized SKUs for that, and that's what we'll be focusing on in terms of the growth drivers.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And there's one more question on, I think a few quarters back I've seen in the investor presentation that we are also going to launch shrimp feeds, isn't it? I think we're going to sell the shrimp feeds to the farmers who have the ponds.
Yeah.
So is there any movement on that?
Yeah, so there has actually been significant movement on that. It is not something that we've been able to launch because we've worked with, so we are not manufacturing it, as that's something we've previously mentioned. We will be sourcing it. However, we've not been able to get our testing and our certifications in place because of the lockdown and just because of restricted movement. However, the product is ready and we're looking at launching it in the first quarter of the next year. So that's not in the planned product launches. Like I said, we've already launched 4 other products in this quarter, which I will be talking more about at the year-end presentation. But in addition, fish feed and fish seed is something which is planned for the first quarter of the next year.
Right. So this will be Avana brand, but it will be manufactured with the partners, right?
Correct, sir. It will be Avana brand because we have a connect with the farmer and we are able to sell things on our brand. But it will be manufactured by someone who has an expertise in fish and shrimp feed because on the manufacturing side, that is not our core competency.
Right. Good. Yeah, thanks. I think just last question. I think I see that our debt is continuously increasing from last, I think, few quarters. So can you give some understanding where our debt will be or where our debt to equity will be in next 1 year or so?
Yeah, just a second. I'll hand over to Mr. Apollo.
Yeah, thanks.
Actually, debt is not really increasing. It is just constant. If you see the term debt is absolutely constant or it is reduced, whatever extra debt what you see is to the tune of debtors and Kremlin, means the higher sale is causing higher probably in last 1 quarter. So there is a comparatively the numbers are almost flat.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I think it will be remain flat.
Yeah. It will be remaining flat on the thing, or it will be the term debt will be almost we have a repayment of roughly I would say 10 crore, right? Every year on the term debt.
Right. So I think we have always maintained debt to equity. Debt to equity of below 1. So
we are always in that comfortable position of debt to equity, so that even in any eventuality we are not troubled because of that.
Good. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that is from me. Yeah, thanks for answering the questions.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the last question. I now hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for joining us on this call. I am sure all of you must have had a good health and you will take good care of yourself. And we catch up with the year-end call. We have a lot of better announcements and good and positive announcements to make at the end of the year. So let's catch up at the end year-end call. And from 22nd, I request on a lot of Marathi channels, we'll send you the details. Avana ad is going to be there. So kindly run through it. Give us your comments. Did you like it? If you feel there can be some improvement, please tell us what you would like to see in your advertisement. So thanks for joining us. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of MB Industries Limited and KR Choksi Research, we conclude this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.